Okay, here we go. We're live with another episode of the Move Well podcast. And you can see by the title, we're talking about steps today.
Time to step it up.
Time to step it up, y'all. That's gonna be the title of this. But yeah, we just want to talk about steps, activity, because very soon, actually today, the day we're recording this podcast, we have started a step challenge. We do quarterly challenges for all of our MoveWell corporate clients, and we've started a step challenge today. So just encouraging people to get their steps in, and then there's prizes associated with that. But more importantly, just want people to get their body moving and just get more active, because that will eventually lead to other activity, whether it's going to the gym, doing Pilates classes, getting on a bike, whatever it might be. So we just want to really touch on that today and talk about some of the benefits of moving your body, of the cardio aspect, getting your steps in, all those things. But like we've talked about for the last couple of episodes, we have an exciting new arm of the MoveWell business, our executive wellness piece. We have some exciting updates there. So Kevin, I want you to talk about that a little bit, some of the things that we're offering, some new updates there too.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Fleet Feet of Bowling Green. You mentioned the step challenge that our corporate clients are going through right now. They have sponsored that and are giving away a pair. So our clients, and just the great work that they're doing in Bowling Green. They have run clubs every Tuesday, and a great group of run coaches over there that can get you fitted for shoes. So just a thank you to them. But yeah, executive wellness. So we've talked about that the last few episodes. That's a new product that MoveWell is offering that is direct to consumer. So that means that if you don't have the MoveWell benefit from your company, but you want to work with MoveWell directly and just have your own subscription, you can now do that. So you get access to our diverse team. So physical therapists, registered dietitians, personal trainers, all working collectively together to help you reach whatever goals you may have and just optimize your performance, not only if you're training for an event, but also just in life. So you feel good, you feel better, you can be the person that you are called to be and be fully alive. So we're doing a soft launch of that right now. We've been filling up pretty quick. We only have 8 spots left. And so if you are interested in that, send us a message on social media. You can send us an email at info@movewell.com, or check it out on our website, movewell.com. The other thing I wanted to talk about was our new Patreon account. So if you go to Patreon/movewell, just launched today, actually. It costs us about $1,200 a month to put on this podcast. I know that sounds crazy, but it's not cheap. And so if you want to support this podcast, if you are get value out of this podcast, you can be a supporter through Patreon. It's $10 a month. So again, it'll help support this podcast so we can continue doing it, but also you get exclusive access. So you can join in with our team. So we do a live internal Bible study with our team called Common Ground, interdenominational Bible study led by our very own Tyler Harden. Does an amazing job. You can join in alongside our team during those monthly Common Ground sessions if you become a Patreon subscriber, or you can receive the recording if you're not able to make it live. And then you will also receive in your inbox every single month our daily programs. And so every month we have a new Strive for 5 program. It's 5 minutes long. It's daily mobility, stretching activities led by our team. There's breath work in there. There's some nutrition information. So you will get that delivered to your inbox, and a bunch of other really cool perks for being a subscriber. So again, only $10 a month, really helps our mission, helps us put on this podcast. And we appreciate any support that we can get.
And just to state, that is the initial phase of it. I'm sure as we grow and get more, you'll get more exclusive content overall to our Patreon account.
Yeah, and there'll probably be new tiers as we go, and higher tiers and more access and exclusivity. That also will have discounts. I forgot to mention that to our events. So Hot Rod Ultra, if you're planning on doing the Hot Rod Ultra, go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon because you can get a discount for that. So all kinds of stuff. So lots to come there. Again, just launched. Brand new, but man, we really appreciate the support if you can help us out, because it's not cheap to do this stuff. And so we'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/movewell.
Patreon.com/movewell. I'm super excited to do this. And it's been a slow burn with this for sure. I remember like 2 years ago, we've been talking about providing direct to consumer resources, content, subscription based type things. And so it's cool to see this come to fruition. I think now was the right time though. So it's cool. And we have a really good, Kevin and Wade have done a great job of really building out like the bones of this program. So there's a lot of awesome resources. We have an amazing team, obviously. So just getting people access to that, anybody to get access to that.
And what's so awesome, man, is we're blending spiritual wellness and physical wellness. So what's really unique is you can kind of get that spiritual side as a part of this. And we all know that there is a direct correlation between moving our bodies, being healthy, treating our bodies a temple, but then also nurturing that other side of wellness, which is one of the pillars, which is spiritual wellness. You can receive spiritual guidance and coaching from some of our team. Tyler, actually, that's leading our Bible studies on Patreon. So just a really unique approach to well-being, but also we can provide that specialized coaching. We were talking about this on one of the podcasts. It's like, man, we have such a good team. Like, and I don't mean to be like bragging, but like, but I am.
Yeah.
But I'm just really impressed with the people we have on our team. It rivals any professional sports or collegiate training staff, honestly. When you look at the experience that our PTs have, that our personal trainers have, that our dietitian has, I mean, it's pretty awesome. And so you unlock access to all that, which is amazing. And we're excited to be able to offer that to more people. So.
Yeah, we're super excited about it and hoping through this too. I mean, obviously we do like the yearly athletic clubs. The Hot Rod Ultra is our big ministry / community event that we do every single year. So hoping that this brings more awareness to that and lets people get more opportunity to get active. So
just one last thing, those workouts, we called them athletic clubs in the past. We'll probably change it a bit, but those are going to start in March or April, likely March. And you can come exercise in the Old Mall and Bowling Green, which is really cool.
For free.
These are free, just open to the public. And it's just a way for us to come together and enjoy movement and enjoy community. So those will be on the lookout for that. That's coming soon.
Yeah, super excited about that. All right, let's dive into the good stuff. Like I mentioned, we started a step challenge today for all of the MoveWell corporate clients. So all of the business to business clients that we have. So we work with groups that are smaller, that are larger, up to 800 plus people. And so basically each quarter we provide challenges for them. Sometimes it's active minutes. So just encouraging them to get active in some capacity, whatever it might look like for them. And then we have found that doing step challenges is a lot of fun for people. And like Kevin mentioned, Fleet Feet of Bowling Green have been gracious to provide the shoes for the winners of our grand prize for both step challenges we'll be putting on this year. So really grateful for them, really excited to do this challenge. But the way we kind of frame this, and we'll talk through like the step count average recommendation, things like that. We kind of frame this challenge as go for 7,000 steps every day for 4 weeks. And if you do that, you will equate to at about 100 miles or over of walking, running, whatever it looks like of movement. So I just think that's a really fun number for people to see is just if you go 7,000 steps every single day, if you average that, so obviously during the week, you might have more, weekends, you might have less or vice versa. Then you will have walked 100 miles and moved for 100 miles. So I think talking about the consistency part of that, Wade, what do you what advice do you have for people and kind of reiterating, like, it doesn't have to be, I think 10,000 steps is what everybody thinks of, but the recommendation is 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. So just kind of talking about the consistency, you don't have to hit that mark every single day, just shoot for that average. What do you have to add there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very easy, and we can even see in our jobs, we're behind a computer screen a lot, reaching a lot of people. It's hard to get steps in. If it's a day I'm not running, it's like I get home at night and it's maybe like 4,500 steps if I'm not intentional taking like walking breaks throughout the day. So first off, I know it's hard if you're not intentional with getting those steps throughout the day. But recommendations anywhere less than 5,000 has been shown to be correlated with various metabolic disorders, cardiovascular risk, cancer risk. So that just goes to show if you're getting less than 5,000 steps, you're probably not living a very active lifestyle. That's probably its biggest correlation. So obviously, the more you move, the more you walk, it's just lending you more towards an active lifestyle where health is important to you. And then so obviously we're shooting for somewhere in that medium between 7 to 10,000 steps for all of our clients, which is just directly correlated with just living a more movement driven life, and just shows that we're not spending as much time sitting and sedentary, which we know is just detrimental to our overall health.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, you say that, and we were kind of looking up some numbers. We prepared for the podcast, like anything under 5,000 steps, you have an increased risk of an earlier death. And obviously that includes cardiovascular health, like you kind of alluded to.
Yep.
And so anybody that does 7,000 steps or more have a significant increase in living a longer life, just because the consistency of that over the course of 30, 40, 50 years, whatever it might be, is just going to give you a healthier life in general. But talking about sedentary lifestyle, Kevin, I know this is bread and butter for you.
Are you
But
saying I'm sedentary?
no. You're knowledgeable on this, I should say. But, you know, being an ergonomist and seeing people's workstations, seeing how people operate throughout the day. What do you like talking about, like the negative impact of living a sedentary life, but also giving like a little bit more context to what sedentary lifestyle means? Some people probably don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Sedentary, I'd say one, I guess, if you have a step counter, if you're under 5,000 steps, that would be an easy, objective way to establish that maybe you need to move a little bit more. But yeah, sedentary means you're literally not moving a whole lot, right? Like you're sitting, and this, by the way, is most of us now, and I could very easily be sedentary. I can't say that, sedentary or sedentary.
Sedentary.
That's your that's your southern. It's your sedentary lifestyle.
Sedentary. I think that's a southern way to say it. But anyways,
Serenity.
Anyways, most of us, if I wasn't intentional with the activity, I probably would be categorized as that, because like you said, Wade, we're behind computers all the time with the work that we do, which is ironic because we're, focusing on performance and movement and all these kind of things, but we have to be very intentional with that. So, most of us, if we lived a normal American lifestyle right now, we all pretty much are classified as that. That means, just think about your daily life. Like you wake up, you go downstairs to make breakfast, you make breakfast and you sit down and eat. And then you do your thing, you get dressed or whatever. And then you get in the car and you sit down, and you drive to work and you sit down. And then you leave, you have a lunch break, you go sit down. And then you leave work and you sit in your car. And then you go home and you make dinner, and then you sit down. And then you turn on the TV and you sit down. I mean, our whole life now is kind of oriented around that, unless you have a pretty manual job. Maybe you're like when I was working physical therapy every day, we were walking back and forth, working with patients. I'd average 20, sometimes 30,000 steps a day when I was working in PT. But different job now. So your job may lend to more movement, but if you have a job that is more desk oriented, you are likely going to be sedentary unless you are intentional throughout your day. There's some things you can do with your workstation. We all have standing desk in here. If you can kind of see behind Wade, that's me and your setup, Logan. You might be able to see a little desk set up there, but
there it is.
But yeah, so, that's one thing. And now that doesn't mean I'm necessarily getting steps, but at least I'm up on my feet. I'm not just kind of just reinforcing the postures that I'm doing at home all the time. So that's one way to change. But I think one thing, and we can talk more about strategies, but it's great that we do work in an old mall, and gosh, we do a lot of walking meetings. If we're on the phone, walking and things like that.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up next too. So it's a perfect flow in, Kevin. But yeah, I was gonna say our old office, we talk about it, kind of had like that gritty, worked in an old boiler room type of feel, you know, and we like loved it. But now being in the space we're at, first off, it's just amazing in general, all the connections we have. I was just telling Kevin right before this, you like walk into the bathroom and you see somebody that you don't work with, and you just different people from different places and parts of life, which is awesome. But on top of that,
I see more break room, kind of.
Yeah, I see them out walking in the mall. I'm not in the bathroom.
Yeah, definitely not about the urinals. I was trying to keep it PG. But then also, like Kevin kind of alluded to, like working in an old mall, like it's a massive space out in the middle, which is where we're hoping to start the athletic clubs in the March or April timeframe. And we have a shower here, which is nice.
We got a locker room with a shower.
Yeah, locker room with a shower. But yeah, we're able to just like, if we get a phone call, if we're doing a call of any sorts and we can just be on our phone, we can go out into the middle of the mall and just walk. I mean, it's a huge stretch. What was the math on that?
0.2 miles.
0.2.
0.2 miles if you do a big loop essentially of it. But yeah, I want to talk through like strategies, like what, you know, Wade and Kevin both, I know you all have both worked in a ton of different buildings, different work environments in general. What are some like strategies that you all found? Because some places, maybe they have a walking trail outside, or there is a place to walk if you work in an old mall, whatever it might be. But like, what are some strategies to getting your steps? Maybe it's not in the workplace essentially, but what are some ways that people can get some additional steps in?
Yeah, I think from a work standpoint, if you have a every time I say that word now, sedentary job, you know, I think like just being intentional with meetings. I mean, honestly, I feel like my meetings, unless we're like really sitting down and having to, you know, draw out stuff on a whiteboard or something like that. But if it's just more conversation type meeting, like I love walking meetings. And we did that at the old office too. I mean, we'd walk downtown, we'd about get run over by cars and stuff. We worked on the loudest street in America, I think.
Watch out for the train.
But there's a train. I mean, it was, but we still did it. We got out, did it, even when it was cold or even when it was super hot. But I think walking meetings are huge. And for me, I think at least for me, it lends to more creativity when I'm moving my body. And there's actually research that shows that if you're moving, if you're out in nature moving, especially, that helps creativity. So if it's a meeting that's a little bit more focused on ideation and stuff like that, I think moving your body and doing it is great. Again, if you're on the phone a lot, try to walk when you're doing those things. So I think that, you know, being intentional at work, one of the things that I always do, and I did it today. So I had to drive our van today because it was blocking the car and didn't feel like switching the cars and all that. And likely this afternoon, I'm going to bring the other car back home. Well, even though I know this morning, because I'm going to go home at lunch, I probably don't have an opportunity to run or do anything this morning, I still got my running stuff and put it in the van because you just never know. And so that's one of the things. I never leave the house for work or anything without having clothing and shoes and stuff like that, so I can go for a run or walk or something like that to move my body. So like always having the resources there available. And like I said, we're probably not going to do that before 12 o'clock today, but just to have it there just in case, you never know. I was driving back from our meeting yesterday and sent you guys a picture. I was going by Mammoth Cave and pulled over, had my running stuff, and ran out in the snow yesterday. It was like a 40-minute
shirtless, but was wearing gloves. What was up with that?
Keep the fingers warm, guys. You got to keep the fingers warm. There's nothing worse than cold fingers.
Yeah.
Gloves and shirtless, baby.
The sedentary lifestyle is.
So yeah, I mean, it would have been very easy for me to just keep on going. But I'm like, you know what? I could waste 40 minutes doing something else. And it's like, I had a million ideas yesterday while I was out there. And I will admit, guys, I've been complaining about this weather. I've been positive for the first week. And then now I said, I'm ready for this stuff to go away. I was out there in that snow yesterday and it was gorgeous. And I was like, man, what am I complaining about? This is amazing. It's beautiful. And so again, that was another thing. We had a meeting in outside of Bowling Green yesterday. Just threw my stuff in the car just in case I had time. I had a little bit of a window and took advantage of it. I mean, so I think you have to seek opportunities to be active where, you know, my grandparents' generation, they just naturally had to be active, you know, but now it's just a different era and you have to seek those opportunities and you have to plan, even if you don't know if you can do those things. Just have your stuff ready just in case, you know. So that's one of my strategies.
I think it breeds back to, I mean, like what you're just saying, it's intentionality. You have to be very intentional to get your steps in throughout the workday or however. Like I said, if I usually don't run that day, it's hard to get my steps in. So another strategy you can do is just like little micro breaks. So just taking small breaks throughout the day, 5-10 minutes, and just going for a walk. That adds up over time. You can probably get 1,000 to 1,500 steps in that time frame if you're moving pretty quickly, you know, and you do that 3 or 4 times over the course of the day. You're already, if you're sedentary, probably you're increasing your step count by 3x just by doing that one little small thing. But then I also like whenever I get home, just trying to incorporate my family in it. Going for family walks after dinner. It's a good way, 1, to lower our blood sugar, and then 2, promote an active lifestyle with our kids. Because I want to be able to instill these habits in them long term and not just seeing it as a barrier for me spending time with them. I want to be able to see them and take them along with us to see us living an active lifestyle. So especially in the warmer months, it's harder whenever it's cold outside and negative degrees, walking with your kids in a stroller, or if they're walking with you, they don't like that as much. So just being able to incorporate your family as well is huge. Just another little fun thing to do.
Well, I think that kind of ties into like the community and family aspect of that. I know we talked about the athletic clubs, like that's something that we do, and we give people the opportunity to come together. And I think you can do that kind of like Wade was just saying, just going on walks with your family, whatever it might be. But also I think there's opportunity, and I'm kind of teeing you up for like the community aspect of it too, Wade. But I'll talk first. The church that we attend, there were me and another guy, we were just kind of thinking about ways like, initially we were like, how can we just get like Christian guys together and be active, not just do a Bible study. And it's funny. It's like slowly turned into, we don't do any Bible study at all. We just get together, we go on a run, and then we talk, and naturally that stuff comes about. We talk about family because most of us are married, or have kids. And we talk about like church and just get advice from one another. So I think the big part of movement in general, not even just steps, is like the community aspect of it. So I know, and you have a run club that you've started.
Yep.
And so just kind of talking like, how did you got that? Like, because some people, they probably want that touch point of like just interacting with other people. So how have you done that, especially being in like a smaller town? Yeah. I mean, one of the greatest towns on earth, second best.
Thank you.
Second to Lewisport and Hawesville, Kentucky. So.
Sure. No, I mean, I feel like for me, it was just people expressed interest. People wanted community. And this is especially coming out of COVID, where people were probably more sedentary than they've been in their whole life because people were telling them to stay inside. You're going to get sick. You could potentially give this to a loved one. Everybody was just being cautious, right? Doing what they were supposed to do. So people naturally, health probably took a downturn. So people were just craving that. And so it wasn't as much the activity. People were just really just want to be around other people. So I had quite a few individuals just reach out and was like, hey, actually it was one of my friends reached out to me and was like, hey, my mom really wants you to start a running group. She's like, you're one of the only people she sees running in town. Would you please start a running group? And I was like, why not? So the first one, it was me and Janae and 2 other people. So, I mean, and it's grown to where we consistently have 20 or so every weekend. And a big part of that is people start to take notice. They see us on Saturday mornings. I had one guy that's 70 in our group that I usually try to run with, mainly because that's the only guy I can keep up with.
You like his pace.
Just kidding, Dan. I love you. Very smart guy. Really love running with you. But no, he told me he's seen an uptick in people that are just active since we started a running group. It's just kind of started a snowball effect of just getting more people active in our community. And it's not a very active community. And so that was just my big push. And it was just one, just to try to bring people together. 2, one way I know how to do that is through movement. My whole background is in movement. So I knew starting a running group, it's not that hard. Playing a quick route, people just naturally can go out and run it or walk it. We've had about 5 or 6 people each week now coming that are older individuals, can't run, but they get out there and they walk the 3 miles with us. So it's been amazing to see. And then 3 is the fellowship afterwards. So I do it at a local coffee shop, and I encourage people to go in and get coffee. 1, to support a small business, and then 2, just to spur conversation, to connect more people with people. And so I feel like just overall, it's been a good success and a lot of fun, but just promoting healthy habits and promoting community was just a big piece of why I did that.
Yeah, I love that. And that's almost the exact same of what we do at our, we call it our Dude Run Club. Just a way to get guys together and get active and just talk to each other. And I had told the story to Kevin a couple months back when we first started our run club about like something I've been struggling with. It was basically like an event that I was invited to. And I was like, man, I just don't know if I really want to go. And I kind of expressed that to one of the guys, and he was like, stand your ground, man. Like, just set the tone for your life, you know? So I think, like you said, the fellowship piece of it is just like naturally, one, I'm sure people have developed new friendships through the run group that you started, but I mean, there's so many community opportunities when it comes to active and movement, whether it's in the gym. And if you don't have that already, like, just take the jump and just start it, post about it on Facebook or Instagram, wherever you're active, text people, you know. I think there's a lot of opportunity, and the more importantly, there's a lot of people that crave that, and that there's just not opportunity to that.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, if you live in a decent sized town, there's probably already a bunch of running groups.
Yeah.
I'm thinking in Bowling Green off the top of my head. We mentioned Fleet Feet. They have one, I think, on Tuesdays.
Mhm.
Another great running shop, local running shop, is the Runners Lounge. They have a couple days a week. I think there's
I think
on Mondays.
Monday and Thursday,
Monday and Thursday. I think that's right. Our local marathon here, BG 26.2, has got a big group run on Saturdays. The Bowling Green Running Club has an open group run. Then there's a bunch of little kind of ones that have spurred off from those. So literally every day of the week here, and we're not a huge town. I mean, I think we're, county's probably got 100,000 people. I mean, there's multiple running groups happening. So if you live in a decent sized town, I'm sure if you don't feel comfortable starting one, or maybe you want to start one, but you don't really know how it works or how it looks, just look on social media. I'm sure you'll be able to find one, or Google it. And then you can at least, if you want to start your own, get some ideas of how that works. Or maybe you live in a small town, there isn't one, you want to start one, you don't know how it works, go to, a bigger town.
Info at MoveWell, and email me, and I'll help you get it started. Yeah.
Or just come to Hardensburg, Kentucky on Saturday morning.
There we go.
Wade can hook you up. But you guys mentioned, like, Wade, you talked about it. The connection with people is that's the power of these things, because we can all go out and run or walk on our own, but it's the point of connecting with people, and then to be kind of unified through movement. There's something very, very powerful with that. And so I think I would encourage you, if you're listening to this and you're like, I like to run, I like to walk, but I just, the thought of being with other people makes me nervous or whatever, you will not regret it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like I had a lot of people in our group that said that initially. It's like, man, I like to work out. I like to do it by myself. I don't really want to be with groups. And then after they got out there, and you can sacrifice one run to go a little slower just to spend some time with people,
and the same thing. It's like, I used to think, like, a lot of people get insecure, like, well, I don't think I'm fast enough.
Yeah.
You hear that all the time, every single time. And there's always going to be somebody at your pace, but there's also, I mean, a lot of people that are coming to these run groups, they're not using these as hardcore training runs. Yeah. It is a point. It's just to kind of gather socially, and there's going to be somebody that's going to hang with you. And also, if you walk or if you run really fast, those, in my mind, those are the same thing. One's just moving a little bit faster than the other, but you're still accomplishing the same thing, and so there's nothing, you shouldn't feel bad about yourself or beat yourself up if you're not as fast as somebody. You're doing the same thing. That person just has the ability to run a little bit faster or walk a little bit faster, but it doesn't make them any better than you. Yeah. We're all still moving. That's the whole goal, right?
Mm-hmm. And that honestly, right now, I've talked about this a couple episodes ago, maybe, but Emily, my wife, is training for her first half marathon, the Kentucky Derby Louisville half, and so she's like a perfect example of this. And I think she, like, lack of better words, is like so naive to like running and expectations and like the ego side of it. Like she does so good about like run walk. Like if she feels like her heart rate's getting up too much, or like she's pushing too hard, like she'll just walk, but she gets her mileage in. Yeah. And like she doesn't have like, and she doesn't care. I mean, there's sometimes where she was like, gosh, I hate that, I was going a little slow, I had to walk a lot, but she doesn't care that much. And so I think it's important, like literally to your point, it doesn't matter if you're running or walking, like just move and like get a little movement in.
And I think if you take that approach and take away some of the performance aspect of it, you'll grow a deeper love for it, and you're likely to stick with it for a longer time. Yeah. If she was going out and like, hey, I want to hit a certain time frame, and she's trying to train super hard to do it, she's never ran before, she's likely going to get injured. And then she may not even hit her goal at the end of the race, So hopefully just being able to take it slow and just enjoy the process will lead to a lifelong commitment to it.
That's the best thing you can do, is just, start slow. I remember when I first started running, and the book Born to Run really is probably the reason I'm running today. Honestly, it really changed my perspective, because for me, running was always run as hard as you can, and if you didn't run really hard, if your time wasn't this, it didn't matter. And so I would go out and I would run a mile and a half. And maybe I would run it decent, but I should have been running a lot further. I just couldn't go any further. And so, Born to Run, I started reading that book. It's like, oh yeah, I can go slower. And so I started really slowing down, and then all of a sudden my mileage started increasing. I started enjoying it. I started realizing there's joy in this. It's not something that you have to torture yourself with. And that's a negative. I think especially people that were in school, like in the 70s and 80s, especially, it seems like that was always like, PE, that was a punishment all the time, to go run. And they had this like negative connotation. But if you slow down and just enjoy yourself, it is amazing. I mean, like yesterday, running in the woods in the snow was the most joyful thing I've done all week. I mean, it was amazing. It's not something that has to be torture, and I think that's for a long time. I think this perception is starting to change. We looked at running as like a punishment, or I'm going to punish myself and do this. And I'm like, no, that's not what it is. There's a lot of joy and movement, but just slow down. And like you said, Wade, I mean, you'll fall in love with it. You'll start seeing the health benefits, and then all of a sudden you'll start getting faster naturally. So likely if you're new to running, wherever pace you're starting at, you probably need to back it way off. Because if you're finishing and it feels like you're torturing yourself, it shouldn't be that way. Back it off. Get to a spot to where you're enjoying it, and if that means walking, that's fine. The point is moving your body, not being sedentary.
Yeah, sedentary.
Serenity.
I think it's sedentary.
I think it's
Sedentary.
sedentary.
If you're listening, comment on and down in the thing. If it's sedentary, is that the correct way, or is it sedentary?
So
Okay.
we both were exercise science grads, right? Or kinesiology, exercise science, same thing. We can poll our professors. Let's reach out to our professors, and because I know we both talked about sedentary lifestyles a lot in our undergrads.
But yeah, I mean, there's just so much. You're going to feel like a happier person.
Yeah.
You're going to be. People are going to want to be around you. The more you move your body, the happier you are. Typically, I mean, and again, I'm not just saying this because that's what I've experienced and felt. Like, there is real research that shows that there's a direct correlation between our mental health and movement. And we are made to move. That's why we call our company Move Well. Like, we are made to move our bodies, and that's one of our missions. And not because we want people to be these incredible athletes. We just want people to thrive. We want people to be the leaders that they're called to be. And we know that if they are moving on a regular basis, they're going to be better people. They're going to be better people for everybody that they're around. And they're going to be able to accomplish the things that they're called to do.
Yeah. Love that. And that's exactly what we want to do. I mean, you all always talk about like both your backgrounds. Like, you come from more of the blue collar perspective, Wade, and Kevin, you played pro sports, and you saw the lack of access, Wade, on the blue collar side, and then Kevin saw how much access he had. And so just like bringing that together and letting every single person get it regardless of what your work is. You sit at a desk, and man, I'm getting spam calls out the wazoo right now.
I can't stop
It
looking
is
at your phone going
crazy.
off right
Oh
now.
my goodness.
Logan's phone, literally, I mean, it's like every 30 seconds.
I don't know what happened.
What did you do?
I'm buying stuff off Temu. That'll get you, man.
You
My
need to quit signing
gosh.
up for random websites. Man.
Yeah.
I'm getting scared.
That's
Yeah,
true.
so this is another topic, but listen to last week's episode.
Yes.
Because one of the things that is keeping us from getting our steps in and being more sedentary is our phones. And for Logan, it's spam calls. I mean, he's having to field these things all day long. But listen to that last episode because it's talking about digital detox. And one of the incredible barriers to getting your steps in and getting movement and living a mobile lifestyle is our devices. I mean, because they are very easy to get sucked into, not only for us, but for our children, our families. And so, we won't get into the weeds of that because we just did that last week, but go back and listen to the episode. I think it was a good episode.
Yeah.
We all talked about strategies that we've implemented and done. Wade wasn't able to attend, but we talked about you taking the TVs out of the house. I mean, we've all done different things because we realized the barrier that it was creating for us for kind of our just overall well-being, but also physically
Contributes to that.
it
Yeah.
contributes to that. I mean, one of the worst things I can do in the morning, if I'm planning on going for a run that morning and I wake up and if I get on my phone and I start scrolling, it's very easy to stay in that warm bed and scroll. Before you know it, it's been 40 minutes and oh my gosh, I don't have time anymore.
Yeah.
So removing some of those barriers of distraction can greatly enhance your ability to get more steps.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of people, they may say that time is a big barrier. And I think if you can just take time and look at in your phone how much time you spend on certain apps a day, you'll see you have a lot of dang time in your day.
And to get 7,000 steps a week, it's not like you're
A day.
walking.
Yeah.
A day. A week would be pretty bad. if for 7,000 steps a day, it's not like you're having to go out and walk for 2 hours.
Yeah.
By the way, I mean, it's
You'd be
making
surprised.
Small little adjustments. If you're spending 6 to 8 hours on your phone, which is you probably are because that's the daily average for U.S. American adults, just take it back. Take it 30 minutes of that back. And you don't have to. This does not have to be. I think this is another thing I hear a lot of people saying, well, I don't have any more time in my schedule. Like you said, I can't add another thing to my schedule. yeah, you probably can't. But what can you take away? Because you're likely spending time, and I know I'm guilty of this. I'm spending time on things that don't matter really. Honestly, they're distractions or whatever. Okay, well, I'm going to eliminate that distraction. I'm going to eliminate that thing that doesn't build me up to move this new thing in. And so maybe the barrier to your steps is you need to make adjustments in your life. Like maybe that's what you need to do. And we're here. If you're hearing this and you're feeling convicted, I think that's purposeful.
Yeah.
That's not by accident. So maybe you're hearing this because you do need to make a change. I know we've all had to make changes. And again, listen back to that last episode because we go into a lot of detail on our personal life. And technology was limiting us. And we also talk about technology as a great tool. I mean, we're not going to be able to track our steps without technology. So there's some great tools that it provides us. But I think all of us need to take an evaluation and see where technology is taking us. And are we using it for the positive things or is it taking us the other way? So listen to that episode. I think that's a great one. But for these purposes, I think it's important to evaluate that because it likely, I'd say it's highly, if you're having trouble getting your steps, it's probably because of technology. Is my what I'm going to throw out there.
I think it definitely contributes. I mean, I know it contributes to that. I mean, it has for me. You know, you think about like an easy example is some mornings I would get up, like on the weekends, mostly get up to go run, and I'm sitting and I'm scrolling before I get up to go run. You know, I'm like,
tell me about you were talking about that one training run you did. You drove to Kariakis Park. And you got there in your car and you're on your phone.
Yeah.
And by the end you had like 10 minutes left to run or something.
Yeah. And I'm like, how stupid of me to like, I drive to Kariakis here to get a run in. I'm in my car. It's like cold that morning. It was right when it started to get somewhat cold towards the end of the year last year and in 25. And so, I'm sorry, the beginning of 25. And I'm like sitting there, I'm in my car getting ready to go run. I only had like 5 or 6 miles, which at the time of training wasn't like significant. And then I'm sitting there and next thing you know, I've been sitting on my phone for like 20 minutes scrolling, sitting in the heat. And then I'm like, well, shoot, I only have time to get like 2 or 3 miles in. You know, it's like little stuff like that just like distracts you. It's just like, you know, you call it procrastination, but it's just, you're distracting yourself, you know? But this random really quick, I want to add this. Our man Dustin Thornton, who always listens to our podcast, comes to all of our athletic clubs. He commented on the live stream because we, of course, if y'all don't know, if you're listening on the audio version, we live stream all these on Wednesdays on YouTube.
9:30 or 9:36.
9:36 sometimes, yeah. Around 9:30. Dustin commented on the live stream and said, "I call all my long runs tortoise trots." So, and that, again, but that, I mean, again, that goes to like
who wins in the end of the story.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Tortoise or the hare, man.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's just a good testament to like, you don't always have to push yourself every single run. Like you don't like just remove your ego and just move, you know? And to kind of, as we start to kind of wrap up, I know we talked about, it kind of naturally went into how it makes you feel mentally and, start your day, makes your day feel better by moving your body.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously the tie there. Like if anybody has like not wanted to, I always tell Emily when she goes on a run, she was like, oh, I don't want to do it. But she's starting to feel the effects of the days that she did not want to go run or move. When she gets done, she was like, I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah. Has anybody ever done a workout or run or done something like that and be like, man, I wish I didn't do that.
Right.
Have you ever felt
Yeah.
that?
It's like, that's the
only thing I do wrong is I go too long.
Yeah.
And so this happens constantly. We'll go out on a run and I'll be like, all right, it's just going to be 5 miles or whatever. And then ends up being,
Wade's like,
we're
yeah,
on a
he
trail.
does.
We did this a few months ago at Gethsemane.
Yeah,
So-
Kevin was like, "It's going to be an easy 3 mile. We'll be back. We'll get back in time." I think
'Cause
I had to
you
be
had to
back
get
for
home.
Janae.
Yeah.
She has Eliza had something, and we get out there and we're 3 miles on the trail, and we're just getting started on the trail. Well, it
So
was
we ended up
6
doing
or
like
7
six-
miles. I mean,
yeah.
it was
Six,
a
seven, something like that.
6
Yeah.
or 7, something like that.
Oh, God.
It was a
But
nice
yeah,
little run.
I got Wade in trouble with Janae. I get in trouble with Amanda all the time because I'm like, I'll be home at this time. I got a little bit of time. Mammoth Cave, I'm going to run real quick, and then I end up going too long. So that's where I get in trouble. Is I enjoy it so much. It's like you just can't stop, or I
Yeah.
just miscalculate. But yeah, have you ever done that and been like, man, I wish I wouldn't have exercised today?
no.
I mean,
And I would also take that to people. And if you say you're not a morning person and you don't think you can fit it into your morning routine, try one time. get up 30 minutes early,
Yeah.
exercise for 30 minutes before you start your workday, and just see the difference from your energy levels, maybe health choices you make throughout the day because you started your day off that way. Just see how it improves your day, and just take some inventory on it versus a day where you sit in your car and scroll on your phone for 30 minutes.
Easy
Looking at
now,
Logan.
easy now.
I have those days plenty of times as well. So, but yeah, just take that inventory and just see how your day, the whole day, changes course based off that one change first thing in the morning.
And it doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, everybody thinks, okay, again, like we were saying earlier, I mean, just a few minutes can make a huge difference. I mean, sometimes I can only run a mile, on my lunch break or whatever, but just getting that 1 mile in, totally sets or changes the trajectory of my day. And then over time that adds up. It's all about consistency. It's not about, doing big chunks and then taking a week off, and just be consistent. If all you have is 5 minutes, we always say this, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 52 weeks, 20 hours and 40 minutes a year of intentional activity. Mm-hmm. Think about that. 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week is 20 hours of exercise. I mean, and so that's literally a half of a work week of exercise. Mm-hmm. And so that sounds like a big number, but it's easy to fit in. So if you subscribe to our Patreon, daily 5-minute routines that you can do, and look, 20 hours a year of intentional movement with our team, Nevaeh leading you through exercises, Wade taking you through deep breathing, me talking about mindfulness, it'll change your life.
Yeah. Well, speaking of just making that change, so we've talked about the mental and just how, I mean, you have a body battery essentially. You can feel the shift in that as you start moving more. And like Wade kind of said, I'm not a morning person. It sucks getting up early. In the moment, you're like, oh, I don't want to go do this. You want to just lay back down. But when you're done and if you go to the gym and then you get out of the shower after you've worked out, whatever, and go to work, you're like, man, I'm so glad that I did that.
Typically, those are always the best workouts that you have.
Yeah.
It's the time, whether it's early in the morning. See, I'm a morning person. That's not hard for me, but late at night, I just shut down. Mm. But some of the best runs I've ever had have been late at night. And I'm just proud. And I had a quote go through my head one time was, put yourself in tough situations and force yourself to succeed. So a tough situation could be getting out of that bed at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Or for me, it's doing it at 10 p.m. I mean, it's different for everybody. But when you put yourself in that tough situation and then you do it and you achieve it, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself. And typically for me, that's always when I run my fastest or whatever. It's weird. I don't know what the deal is. But those are usually the most memorable workouts or runs or walks or whatever that you get.
Mm. And on the physical side of it, Wade had kind of touched on it earlier already, but about the improved blood sugar, controlling your blood sugar, and you're going to have more energy. You're going to have better mood, better heart health, and just lower stress on the body. So talking about,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Come on, Kevin. Let's see what you got, Kevin.
So what happens? So my father-in-law lives on a boat, and he's gone all the time. So his car sits for weeks at a time. What typically happens when our car sits for a long time?
What happens to the gas? What happens to the oil?
Yeah. What happens to the battery?
Becomes sedentary.
It gets gunky. It gets gunky.
It doesn't start, right?
Yeah.
It's a machine, and the machine is meant to run. If a machine doesn't run, it's not going to work. And we have these amazing, I always say this, the greatest machine ever created on the history of Earth, better than AI, better than anything that's ever going to exist, because we are made in God's image. This is the most amazing thing that's ever been created. In the
you specifically, or
me specifically, guys. The most amazing. No,
all right, cue to our sponsors here.
Human beings are the most amazing creations, and our bodies are the most amazing machines. And they can, not only can they adapt to different situations, they can cool themselves down, they can feel, they can respond, but they can also repair themselves. How crazy is that? If my car breaks, it's not going to fix itself. But if my body breaks, depending on what it is, it can heal itself. If I have a cut, it's going to heal. I mean, that's insane. Think about that. But what we are doing to our bodies is this amazing, incredible machine. We don't use them. They are meant to be used. And I think a lot of times people think, well, oh yeah, that's going to be too hard on your body. Well, really? Because if I'm sitting all the time, that's way worse on my body.
Yeah.
Me going out and training, and maybe I eventually have bad knees. I don't know. Everybody's been telling me for 10 years that my knees are going to give out. My knees feel great. And I tell you, when my knees hurt, it's when I'm not running, when I'm not being consistently active. That's when things start going sideways for me. And I think for a lot of us, so sitting in the chair, and not living this life that really we are made to live is the worst thing we can do for our health.
Like Chad says, don't die in the chair,
Don't die
man.
in the chair.
Well,
Yeah,
I always think, just hearing you say that, and our little saying we have over here, you can only connect the dots looking backwards. Steve Jobs quote. Take an inventory of some of the oldest people that you know in your life.
Mhm.
What kind of activity levels do they have, or what sorts of jobs were they doing throughout their years? I always come back to my one guy that is 92 years old. You would think he's 60 by the way he looks. Still farms every day and has a full-time job running his own business. That guy is just a freak of nature to me. He's a dying breed, honestly, of people, because he is somebody that understands he has a purpose every day when he gets up. He's physically active, physically strong, maintained his strength throughout his entire life. And if we want to live a full life and a life full of purpose and what God's actually called us to do, if our body is not able, we're not going to be able to fulfill that full purpose. So it's easier to get up whenever you actually continue to think about that end in mind each day.
And you know, and this doesn't just mean that you have to have an able body, right? So some of us may have some pathologies, maybe we have a disability, but we can all move in our own right, you know. And so maybe that's getting out in your wheelchair, you know, or maybe that's easier said than done. But what I'm saying is, if you have limitations that don't allow you to walk or run or get steps, you have your own I don't know. There's different methods that you can use, right? Whatever is active for you, you can take advantage of. I think of another person that's 104 years old, a monk at Gethsemane Monastery. He's in a like electric scooter, but you know what? That guy is working at the front desk, checking the guests in and helping register them and things like that. He's in there at 4 a.m. doing prayer. Like, so for him, that is mobile. And I tell you what, that's a lot harder for him to get in that chair and get down there. I guarantee you, is a lot harder than me going running for 6 miles. But he's still getting, in his own way, he's getting movement, he's getting mobility, he's, if anything, just changing scenery. I mean, he is still participating in this story, this life story that we're all have I keep quoting this verse, but or this poem, but he's contributing a verse to the powerful play that Waltman says. So we all have different ways to do that. And if you're not able to run or walk, I'm sure there's something that you can do that still requires you to be active in your own right. And I guarantee you, whatever that mode is still going to make you feel better and help you live into that purpose.
Yeah. And I think one thing that people, like you talk about, people always say, like, your knees are going to be bad when you're 70 years old, whatever it might be. And you don't know that. But one thing that is known is that as we slow down, or I should say, preface this with, when you do more cardio or move your body, or your steps or you do more steps, whatever it might be, people think that you're going to lose all of your muscle.
Yeah.
And I think, if you're sitting, to your other point you had, if you sit in the chair,
you're definitely going to lose muscle.
How much faster are you going to lose your muscle? But because as you're more sedentary, your metabolism is going to slow down. You're going to lose muscle mass. And that just doesn't contribute. It's not contributed just to age. I mean, you see people, I've gone to the gym and I see guys that are like 65 years old and they're massive, you know,
massive, like in a strong way.
Yeah. In a strong way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. In a strong way. Yeah. And it's like, they have more muscle mass than the 31-year-old that sits in their chair all day and eats Sun Chips and watches The Office.
All right.
Hey,
I love Sun
sounds
Chips.
like a good day.
They're $5 a bag though, man. They're expensive nowadays.
You guys remember, just getting off topic, do you remember when Sun Chips changed their bag up to was like eco-friendly, and it was like it was like you like, you know, like that was a bad era in Sun Chips.
Not following. So now they're on the right track.
They went back to the normal bag. Yeah, it didn't work. Sorry.
Okay, good. But I think, you know, from that piece, that's a whole other like podcast topic we could talk on too, is like kind of like debunking those things, you know, like just because you run a lot or you walk a lot doesn't mean you're gonna have bad knees. And just because
it's actually going to strengthen your tendons, your joint, your cartilage within all of your joint structures in your body, you know. So as long as you're smart about it, and like Kevin always says, the consistency too quickly, or go 0 to 100 immediately to do a race and then quit and don't do anything for an extended period of time. It's just that consistent changes over time. it's going to strengthen your body
Yeah.
to prevent you from having those issues down the road.
There's always, I mean, like anything,
always
you can
extreme
always
cases.
overdo it. But there's very few people I know that have gone to the other side. You know, the research shows completely opposite of what maybe your grandmother's going to tell you. Like, oh, you're going to have bad knees. Amanda's grandmother just constantly tells me that. But you know what? Yeah, the research doesn't support that. And again, we're made to move, right? And now if you have an injury and you keep running through it, yeah, maybe that could get worse. I mean, there's always those things, but if you're healthy and you're doing it consistently and you're ramping up appropriately and scaling your mileage appropriately, it's actually much better for your body, much better for your joints.
Yeah. A lot of physical components to not moving versus also moving. But Wade, as we kind of finish, I want you to touch a little bit more on the on controlling your blood sugar.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, some people, or a lot of people have issues with controlling their blood sugar. So just talking about the benefits, obviously there's the more energy, you feel better, improved sleep, all that stuff, but you know, better heart health and improved blood sugar. Like, what are some of the benefits you could see from moving your body more through that?
Yeah, especially if you're just somebody that's getting started and you're unsure of how to get your steps in. I would say something very easily to do is just immediately after you eat, just go for a 10 to 20 minute walk. And so whenever we ingest our food, your body's going to start converting that to energy pretty quickly. And so once you intake your food, your body is readily able to use that for energy. And so instead of your body storing it for energy in the future, your body's going to use it right then and there. And so it'll obviously help control your blood sugar a lot more. And so it's a simple place for people to start there. And then as far as cardiovascular health, like Kevin said, our bodies are machines, but your heart, especially as an organ, can get stronger with more use. So being sedentary, and you're not really ever elevating your heart rate to get a lot of use out of it, it's not going to be as strong in the future. So being able to challenge yourself physically, allowing your body to go through aerobic distress in a controlled manner is very good at just improving your health long term. Yeah,
I love it. Hopefully you all can get, those of you listening, watching, you can get some benefit out of this. And again, you can look up a lot of info on this. All this stuff is true. Moving your body more, even from the 5,000 to 7,000 step count mark, is going to significantly increase the way that you feel and the way that your body responds. And then ultimately, studies show, you know, you can live a longer life and a healthier life. So again, hope that you all got some good info out of this, good resources out of this. So get stepping. We're started our step challenge today. So if you want to start and you're listening, go for it now. Shoot for 7,000 steps a day. And Kevin, one last plug for our Patreon, Executive Wellness. Where can they find all that at?
Yeah. So Executive Wellness, again, if you're interested in that, think that could be something that you would want to benefit in. If you're training for a race, you just want to have overall health, you're looking to kind of work on your spiritual well-being and have some physical improvement alongside that, probably a program for you. So you can send us an email, info@movewell.com. Go to movewell.com or send us a message on social media at movewell. Patreon.com/movewell. If you want to support this podcast, support the work that we're doing with Movewell, support the community engagement type things that we do. Your support goes a long way. It's $10 a month. You get exclusive access to content, 5-minute programs. So if you're looking to build that consistency, and you can participate in our monthly Common Ground Bible study alongside our team, which is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
So patreon.com/movewell. Would really, really appreciate the support.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're watching on the live stream right now, we appreciate you. If you're listening to this episode, whenever it drops on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast, we appreciate you. And we'll catch you all next week.